Starship Line has just received a call from none other than the fugitive known as Spider-Man, fresh from his rampage in Queens. So, Peter Parker, what pernicious propaganda are you peddling?
In every universe, Peter Parker stands for heroism and responsibility. Except for one. Peter Parker puts fear in the hearts of everyone who hears it. Heroism and responsibility. I destroyed every fool who held such pathetic ideals.
The night Ben died, I hunted down the man who I thought did it. I wanted him dead. I got what I wanted.
I stopped pulling my punches. I got rageful. I want to kill him. I want to turn him forward.
Can the Spider-Man come out today?
Poor Peter. Too weak to send me home to die.
I just want to kill you myself.
No one goes outside the reef. Portunui is paradise. Who would want to go anywhere else?
Darkness has continued to spread, draining the life from island after island. But one day, someone will journey beyond our reach. The ocean chose you.
there. It's dangerous.
KC, criminal justice. First thing I learned, you gotta be patient. We all might be here on a journey to get a degree, but at the same time, everybody's time is a little different. I would say just from being here, you just be thankful for the opportunities that you had. Just being patient and being thankful of my opportunities is the two things I've learned, and just not taking them for granted, you know? That's probably the two things I've learned from being here. I mean, I moved to America when I was 10. Nobody in my family, I'm Jamaican, nobody in my family really graduated college before. My father passed away in 2019, and his biggest thing was for me to go to college. I'm the firstborn, so his biggest thing was for me to go to college and don't live the lifestyle like he did. So he actually passed away 3 months before my freshman year started. Coming to college, one of my biggest motivations is my pops, you know, my younger siblings. It's hard doing the right thing. It's easy just doing what everybody else is doing, you know. So that's my main thing is my pop, you know. I can't have his life go in vain. My dad took many risks in order to give us a better lifestyle, so it would be a shame for even his grave for me not to be going at my full potential. It's actually a good question. When the pandemic first started, it was actually a very challenging time of my life. That was about like the end of 2019. When the pandemic first hit, I was going through a lot mentally. I was kind of depressed, not understanding why certain things was taking place. So I actually left school right before the pandemic hit. I kind of dropped out, but I didn't tell anybody I was leaving. I was working a sanitation job, a union job for the city of New York. And one day I'm working back at the truck, just picking up garbage in my neighborhood. And my boss looked at me, he said, you know, you could run this whole thing one day. And that's when I thought to myself, like, I don't want to be doing this one day. So I told myself, you know, I'm going back to school. So that same day, I got home from work, got on my computer. I texted my advisor, Lauren Barrow. She my heart. Texting my advisor like, hey, I'm trying to get back on track. I'm like, all right, bet. Next semester come around. I was preparing to be back on campus, but around that time, like a week before we supposed to come back, we got an email like, yo, we not coming back. We going virtual. That kind of threw off my whole trajectory because I'm thinking like I'm gonna come back, get back in the flow of things, and it'll be different. Then the semester after that, I made the dean's list. So the pandemic was really like, it was a learning experience for me. You know, like it wasn't necessarily like something good, but I don't think it was something bad either. It was a time where I had to decide whether I wanted to be weak and run away, or I wanted to be a man and run over my problems. You know, I ran them over. The pandemic around that time, it was like, for me, it was a blessing. That sounds crazy because a lot of people lost their lives, which is also tragic. When I left school during the pandemic, nobody in my family knew I left school. I got back on track, and you know, I'm not saying do that because now I got to do an extra year, but I'm still here though. You know, life is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? You can complain, you can say what you want, but at the end of the day, just get the job done. So, I mean, the pandemic, it was the pandemic. We turned into the pandemic. I remember, like I said, like family is very important to me, you know, and I lost my dad the day before my senior lacrosse season started, and at that time, I was being recruited by Chestnut Hill, by Coach Terranova. At that time, he actually drove from Philadelphia all the way to Queens. Yeah, he came to Queens just to see my dad get put in the ground, and that moment was important for me because I had people in my family that was my pop's siblings, you know, like brothers and sisters that couldn't take a 20-minute commute to come see him go on the ground. Just that moment right there is one of the reasons why even being here, I never even looked at anything anywhere else because, you know what I'm saying, I was always treated like family. So for me, just having my coach drive all the way from Philly, he didn't really even know me like that. Just to come watch my pop go down in the grave meant a lot to me. And yeah, so that's probably my biggest memory of this school, the most meaningful one at least. just come in here with a goal. Come in here knowing what you want to get out of it, you know. If you want to come to school, don't come here to party. This is not a club, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for everything. You come in here, you got to know your purpose. Time is the most valuable thing we have, and before you know it, it's going to run out, you know. So anybody that's coming here and going anywhere, I would just tell you that it's time, you know. Stay patient, stay focused. Making friends is not important. You came here for a degree. Don't get caught up in the smoke screen. Don't come here, don't worry about no friends, don't worry about no drama. Just worry about you getting up out of here. The only reason why you're here is to leave. Everything else is not important. You just come here with a purpose. Because you walk around life with no purpose, you just lost. Me, I like being in controlled environments, just based on the way I was raised. So the one thing I like about this school is just the size, as in how for the most part, like even though you might not know everybody's name, you know everybody in a way. So, and I like being aware of my surroundings. So my favorite thing about this school is just the support here. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I ever had a professor that genuinely wasn't trying to make me pass. That's the number one thing, actually, the support that I get from my professors and my advisors. You know, as a young man, there's not a lot of people that believed in me. And after losing my pop, I didn't have a lot of motivation, a lot of people who was pushing me. And I could truly say that, you know, we speaking from professors like Dr. Barrow, we talking about Professor Longer, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good people here who I feel like really pushed me to being a better young man. My biggest accomplishment so far is for me, for real, like, it's being alive. Like I said, I don't take anything for granted. And I was born in Jamaica, man. Most of my friends, my classmates, they're dead or in jail right now. So my biggest accomplishment for me is staying motivated and staying in school, for real. Might not sound like much, but everything else is not really as important as making sure that my family proud, and being here and being in school would make them proud. So I would say, yeah, being a free man, being alive, you know, that's my biggest accomplishment for me. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishment is stuff that's going to be here and mean something after I'm gone. And even after I'm gone, I'm going to be able to motivate my whole bloodline with just one piece of paper. So I'm about to change the whole narrative for my family name. That's my biggest accomplishment. You know what I mean? So I would say, being here, my biggest accomplishment was graduating high school and getting a scholarship to come here and play lacrosse, forgiving the people who hurt me, who hurt my pop, you know, letting certain pain go. That's my biggest accomplishment. Remember, life is a series of moments. Don't let this moment pass. For me, take advantage of all your opportunities. You know, shooting for the stars and aiming for the moon.
In college, and a small business owner. I wake up every day, make sure I go to classes, make sure I look up to par, make sure my homework is turned in on time, and also being an honor roll student. Balancing college, personal life, and family, and being a business owner is hard. Being a youngest sibling of 8, everyone thinks that I am the golden child, and they put me on a pedestal. I am willing to put a lot of effort into making myself successful. I would love to make my family be in a better position than they are right now. My mother was a single mother, raising me through school and always drilled in my head the word success and the meaning behind it. She wasn't able to become successful because she had my sister at 17 and then she had me in her late 40s. Being a full-time mom was hard for her, so she was never able to do what she wanted to do. People think just because you own a business, you make money. Well, that's not always the case. You pay for inventory, you pay for taxes, you pay for advertisement 24/7, licenses, permits, and even the biggest one, which is time. You spend money to make money, and you will sacrifice a lot in order to succeed, such as family, friends, even your own personal life. There was things that I couldn't do because I was too busy focusing on my success, which is my business, Playhouse Lingerie. I launched Playhouse Lingerie in 2021 in the summertime. First, I was just selling and designing my own merch. Then I moved on to lingerie, then swimwear. God has blessed me with a vision. I am going to put this vision into full effect because that's what I want, and this is a sign that my life is just beginning. Owning a business come with happy times, but there are times where it could be depressing and overwhelming. Sometimes I want to pull my hair out and stress out, and I know that I can't do that because that would just be me giving up. I dream and hope that one day the hard work will pay off because my goal is to have my own store and design my own products. I would like to be that woman that my little nieces, cousins, and nephews will look up to and be their role model so they won't have to do the things that I made when I was growing up, such as mistakes, being a young, reckless teenager, not saving money and not investing in my dreams, dancing at clubs for a penny. My family been through so much, they deserve to live in luxury and relaxation. My uncle, who was incarcerated, always told me that I was the diamond of the family and that one day I am going to shine. And the time is right now, beginning of my life. The time has just begun.
According to Japanese legend, the crane, or tsuru, is a sacred bird. It was thought that a crane lived for 1,000 years. Traditionally, the crane symbolizes hope, healing, youth, and happiness. An old Japanese tradition, dating back to the 20th century, claims that by making 1,000 origami cranes, the sacred crane will grant you one wish. This practice is called Senbazuru. Senbazuru became well known following World War II, following the poignant story of Sadako Sasaki, a young girl who was diagnosed with leukemia after being exposed to radiation during the Hiroshima bombing. Sadako famously folded 1,000 cranes during her time in the hospital, hoping it would help her heal. Sadako passed away at the age of 12. Although Senbazuru has a sorrowful past, cranes are still a sign of hope and love and good fortune for many people today. This is Ko, my brother, and his fiancée, Lauren. They are getting married in July. As a family, we have decided to fold 1,000 cranes as a wedding gift.
crying. Maybe I can tell a little. No, this is fine. サーダンクレーンズ千羽鶴こう That means they make it takes long time to make one tsuru. Tsuru means crane. And then pray, each pray to make fold paper. So pray 1,000 times to pray. It takes a long time, I would say, patient to make it. Not easy to make 1,000. Pray is happiness, bird, and long life, I think.
I think, and this is what I've been saying from the beginning, that they will see it and understand that there's so many people around them that really care about them and really will do anything for them. And I think it's not about granting wishes or anything like that. I think it's symbolic of just the amount of people that care about them and their success and their life. Just shows that we're all devoted to him. We're all thinking about him, that we spend time and effort to do something not tedious per se, but repetitive again and again and again to show somebody that we love them. It's just really, really beautiful, I think.
So there's not really a recipe to this, but let me just tell you, this has a lot of history in our family. My dad, who passed away this summer, used to make mushrooms like this all the time. Make them on the stove. He put like a little soy sauce or teriyaki or barbecue sauce on them. And then just cook the dickens out of them. Just cook them. And the mushrooms shrink down from like a big size to a little tiny size, but there's so much flavor in them and they taste great with any kind of meat. So the funny thing is, this makes me think of my dad. I used to make this with my dad all the time.
When do you really feel well in your life? What is happiness?
I want to start this video off by giving you a brief definition of happiness. Happiness is defined as a state of being happy. The Buddha said there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. And to be honest with you, I personally agree.
There are many ways of describing happiness, but only those who are happy know what it means to be happy.
Many of us say that once I find my soulmate, then I'll be happy. Or if I get that promotion, then I'll be happy. Or once I'm making this or that income, then I'll be happy.
We are definitely the most comfortable generation ever on this planet. Is it so, physically? But are we also the most joyful generation?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
The reason we chase money and status is for the hope that it unlocks a little happiness. It's funny how simple it sounds broken down like that. People spend their whole lives chasing what they could just be. Don't chase the bad when it's you the whole time.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
We focus on all of these things because we believe that they're the path to happiness. But like the Buddha said, happiness is the path. I feel as though if we put our feet in front of our heads, our thoughts and emotions will follow. But that's just my opinion. How do you define happiness?
To sum it up, happiness would be like the way you feel mentally, emotionally, physically, and I feel like happiness kind of carries out throughout your everyday life and the things that you do.
I define happiness as family. Family makes me happy, and I guess that kind of breaks down into having like a solid support system.
Happiness to me, my family's doing good, my friends doing good, and, you know, life is just good. You wake up every day, you don't have too many problems to stress about, just a few, and life is just good.
I always think of a person. I think happiness is that, like when you are with someone or doing something that makes you feel good.
That's a good question. I guess it's like getting what you have set your goals to be, and then you finally achieve it. But like realizing whatever it took to get to that goal.
So as you can see, there's no clear definition of happiness. Everyone's definition of happiness is different. So now I want to ask you to take a couple seconds and define what happiness means to you. With that being said, are you truly happy?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy. I don't have everything I want, but
yeah, my life right now, yeah.
I feel really happy with where I am, being in school, around good people, around good teammates, the sport I do. Thankful for, everything, being here. So yeah, I'm really happy.
That changes over time. So what made me happy when I was younger is different than now.
I feel like this is probably the best time in my life. I really enjoy being a mother and having a very good family around me.
I do feel like I'm happy right now. I wake up every day and I'm definitely not, at my lowest or nothing. I just feel good most days. Some days I'm stressed out, but I do feel like I'm happy right now.
I'm happy because I'm in a different country, so I'm having a good experience and I'm surrounded by people that I like, so yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I guess I would say I'm in a state of happiness, Christmas time, end of the semester coming up, get to go home, see my family.
As you can see, people are, for the most part, happy. But the question is now, how do you achieve that?
Bing bong!
I would say just follow your heart. Sometimes your mind could tell you to do things that you don't want to do, but yeah, just follow your heart.
I think the number one thing is to not compare yourself to what others have.
I would say it starts with your decision making. Make the right decisions and be who you are.
Find a variety of things that are going to interest you, or find a variety of things that are bring a smile to your face.
Make sure you choose people that respect you and love you back, and stay away from toxic people.
I would say don't let people bother you, and always think about the positive things in life, and always know that your life could turn around just like that, just quick as that. One day, one night, just keep working, and eventually it'll get better.
This message is brought to you by one of the happiest men on earth.
Some things you just can't change in life. Don't become a hostage of the past. Hold it right here.
You could even like just come out and do the thing that you just did. You wanna play it back?
Dang it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Let me do it again. I can just keep rolling.
Long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own destruction or success. But what is a mistake without the lesson? See, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself? Whatever you do, homie, give your heart to it and stay strong.
Naya meteorologist. 54 degrees and now mostly cloudy. Sunny conditions are expected around 2 p.m. The temperature will range from 53 degrees to 73 degrees. The pollen rate is moderate, so make sure you take your allergy medicine.
Would be when I was living in Fontbonne. So what would happen was, I was sleeping one night and I woke up to knocking, and this happened a total of 3 to 4 times in one night. So I woke up and I checked my door, looked both ways, nobody was there. I even went down the hallway checking by the trash cans to see if anybody was hiding. I didn't hear a door shut, I didn't hear nothing. This was happening like 3 to 4 times per night in a week. And needless to say, I ran out. I'm out about to be one of them horror movies.
What are the top 3 places that you feel like we should investigate tonight?
Definitely the cemetery.
Okay.
That's my top one.
Cemetery.
I think not.
Second one, the 5th floor of St. Joseph's, or about the 3rd floor. That's usually when...
3rd to the 5th floor, okay.
Yeah, that's when I had my experiences.
All right.
Nope.
Third one, I would either say Fontbonne.
Fontbonne, 3rd floor.
Fontbonne, 3rd floor, or here.
Okay.
Because one of the security guards did tell me that he saw stuff walking around one late night.
What?
Like shadow people. So
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all my own ghost story in a minute, but I'm getting goosebumps, so we're gonna have to cut this right now. Sit still, don't do nothing. Bro. Alright, like we was like, this is not a joke. You just like was okay. Hold on.
There's somebody up there.
I gotta tie my hair back. I swear to God.
There's somebody right there. Somebody right there.
Oh. What is that? Okay. Let's get going.
Why the light take so long to turn on, yeah?
It just does that, you know? When does it do that? All the time. At nighttime. Or when I got stuck, I was like, yo, Char is actually so normal. Like, this is not creepy. Listen.
Well, are we going to the 5th floor?
We're just going to investigate. Yeah, but it's like no.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to do this. This is scary. I'll never be up here. This is the 5th floor. I don't be up here.
It's a class. I thought it say. Well, it don't say class. It says no time. Okay, put it like that. Put the first down.
Symphony Carter. My major is biology. I like cooking, and what else? I like cooking, I like YouTube, watching YouTube. One of the first lessons I learned was as a freshman that everybody just isn't your friend. I was from out of state, so things were different up here. Like, I'm from Baltimore. So when I first got here, I felt out of place a little bit, but it was like I just was around people, got more friends, you know, like everybody here is here to help. And then a second thing I learned, probably, this isn't something I learned, but advice. Like, just really use your resources. I went to college because I always want to be a doctor. Some people aren't as fortunate as me. They don't really know where their like career path is. I just successfully got into my master's program in Morehouse School of Medicine, and I'll be continuing my education there. The impact college had really was gaining independence. Like, it helped me realize that I can do things on my own. So I'm gonna get on my soapbox because I talk to kids at my church about this all the time, or anybody younger than me, because they always ask me like, how'd you do it? You're about to graduate. Why'd you go to college? Or how did you pick your college? So I'm really heavy on, if you know, when you think about college, you have to weigh your strengths. College is number one, not for everybody. Number two, just because you don't go to college does not mean that you're less than. And just because you do go to college doesn't mean you're better than. Also, you have to think about your strengths in high school. If you know that you are more of a student that needs hands-on, like, you need your teacher to be like, oh, Charlia, I didn't get your work today. Like, you know you need to be held accountable more, because in college, either you're gonna go to a school where they hold you accountable or they're not. And if they don't, and you know you need that teacher-student relationship more, you need to go to a small private college. I chose to go to a PWI because I knew I would remain focused. It represented me in a different way. I like being like, I'm a Tishner Greer scholar, so the scholarship program I'm a part of represents women of color and even men of color as well, Tishner Greer, but specifically underrepresented people in the field of science. So that's why I even came to Chestnut Hill, because they had a scholarship program for me and people that look like me. My thing is education, 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 and know what you want to do before you get to college. Obviously not everybody's gonna know what they want to do, but don't waste your time doing something to make somebody else happy. If you wanna do school, do school. If you don't wanna do school, don't do school. But if you have to do school because it's something that is gonna lead you to what your career choice is, then you have to do school. You don't really have an option. Yeah, when picking a school and just the idea of college, my advice is go somewhere you know you want to spend the next 4 years at. You have to take all that stuff in consideration and really be serious about it, because at the end of the day, you have to apply to get into college. You could be taking somebody else's spot that really wants to be there. So if you're gonna go, really wanna go. And don't ever feel discouraged whenever you're here and you fail, because that was one of my things. Like, I was really, really smart in high school, straight A student, and then when I got to college, started to, get off the boat a little bit, and I failed my first chemistry test with Dr. Windling, and I got a 12 out of 100, and I called my dad. I was like, Daddy, I'm dropping out of school. I don't want to do this anymore. This is so bad. I'm not going to make it to my senior year. It's no way. I had that talk every year for the last 4 years. Freshman year, I failed that test. Sophomore year, COVID, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Junior year, I failed Orgo. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, no, sophomore year, I failed. Actually, sophomore year, we had that talk because I failed Orgo my sophomore year. Junior year, I'm like, I just can't do it. Everybody's like, Symphony, you're almost there, you're almost there. Last week, I literally said, I can't do this anymore. And I graduate next Saturday. Like, you're gonna literally get there. It's just, it takes time. So do not give up. Just keep going. For everything I love, please just keep going, because once you keep going, you're gonna look back at it and really be like, I really did all of that. Like, I got that far. You're gonna make me cry. Because I know when I go to graduation that I'm gonna be so emotional because of so much work and energy. Work. You're gonna make me cry. Work. Work, energy, time, patience, everything. And not that many people in my family went to college on top of that. So I'm actually graduating May the 13th, and my dad is graduating May the 14th with his degree in biotechnology. I encouraged him to go back to school. But yeah, like, it's just overwhelming when you get to the end. And I don't know too many people that did. Oh my gosh. So it's like, the feeling is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, once you get there, all of that stress, all of that struggle, it just pays off so much. And I just cannot wait until May the 13th to walk across this stage, because it's so much that went into it. Like, it was so many times that I was depressed, upset, just didn't want to go to class, didn't want to do a lot of things, and I did it. because like I just felt as though I had to and I wanted to. Like I genuinely wanted my education, and Chestnut Hill made things way easier and really like helped me get through it. That's really all I have to say. Just don't quit, please. Please, I'm telling you, like, these aren't sad tears, these are happy tears. Like, I'm genuinely happy that I really stuck it through, because it's people that dropped out of school that I know and they're like, congratulations to me, congratulations, but I know it's a part of them where they're sad that they didn't finish, because if they would have just stuck it through with me, they would have been getting a degree too. Even like my, when did that happen? It was my sophomore year. It was my sophomore year of college. My sister even passed away, and I didn't feel like doing school anymore. Like, I just wanted to focus on my niece and being at home and maybe get a job. But the school stuff, I was over it. I was overwhelmed, and it happened in the summer, so it's not like it was during the school year, but it still carried on, and I was still very emotional. But it's like things always happen to us as people, and they help us grow and they help us learn. And even her passing, like, I just felt as though I needed to do it for her in a way, because she never went to college. Oh my God.
What's your favorite thing about the Chestnut Hill community?
My favorite thing, how small it is. Everybody knows each other. That could be good and bad though, because everybody knows each other's mess too. But I like it because if you need anything from anybody, they already know you. You can say, oh, I know this person, and they be like, oh yeah, I'll help you out, or stuff like that. Like, we're just so close knit that everybody realistically helps everybody. So it's never a problem with getting help here or talking to anybody, and everybody's very open and communicative with anything. So that's probably my favorite thing, if I really had to pick one. So that's the whole reason why I came here, and because the whole school was in one building. But that's like a big thing, being close knit.
That's a wrap. Who are you?
I am Symphony Carter. You're...
Okay, so I'm gonna be interviewing.
What?
I gotta introduce. All right, so I'm gonna be introducing John. This is my boyfriend, John. Say hi.
Hello.
And I have 10 questions, and we're gonna get right to it. And we're also gonna be eating Chipotle. So we're gonna be eating, talking, and just, yeah, that's really it. Okay, so first question is, what's your name, your age, and your birthday?
Okay, well, as you heard in the beginning of the video, my name is John Graves III. I will be 21 on Wednesday, and my birthday is May 3rd.
Okay, period. All right, so what's an animal you resemble and why?
An animal I resemble and why? I would say a lion, because they're very brave, they're providers, and they make sacrifices for their families to do what they gotta do. And I think I'm a very good
representation?
Yes, I'm a good representation of that. Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite artist and why?
My favorite artist is Rod Wave. And he's my favorite artist because he's not like all these other artists out here. He'll be talking about some like crazy stuff and wild things. Like, he actually like raps about his life and things he's going through, and it makes me feel good. So,
if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
First wish, obviously, have all the money in the world. Who wasn't? 3, is for my family to get along. And when I mean family, I mean like cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff. And a 3rd one is for a healthy life.
Okay. What good answers. What restaurant has the best chicken sandwiches?
Sorry, Chick-fil-A, but Wendy's chicken sandwich, I'm not even gonna lie, they join up there. Like, if you ever had a sandwich, like chicken sandwich from Wendy's, you know why I said that.
Okay, period. What is your occupation? So your job?
I'm an electrician. No, I'm not a college student. I chose the trade school route, so it's literally in the name. I'm an electrician. I deal with electricity and stuff like that.
Okay, period. So was it hard becoming what you are today? Like this route to become an electrician, was it hard?
I wouldn't say hard. I would say there was some trials and errors, and it was fun. The journey was fun. It was fun because there were certain days where I got down on myself, but then there was days where I had to pick myself back up and tell myself that I can do it.
Yeah. So, what celebrity do you look up to?
Jalen Hurts. I look up to Jalen Hurts because the way he carries himself, phenomenal athlete, and the way he just goes about his life. He's a definition of a role model, for sure.
Okay, and what is the place that you want to go visit on vacation?
I want to go to Dubai.
Okay. Do you know how much money that is, though?
If I know, if it's obviously expensive. If it was cheap, it'd be Audi 5000.
Okay, and last question to wrap up this interview is, what has made you the person you are today?
What makes me the person I am today is, I'm going to say my parents, obviously. My sisters, because I know they're looking up to me. And I also want to say, like, my older cousins, because they've done things that I've seen them do, the mistakes that they made, and I told myself I wouldn't never put myself through what they did. So, learning from their mistakes has made me learn about life and look at life in different ways. When my cousin got murdered, it opened up my eyes a lot, especially when I was, because that happened when I was 13. So when I was exposed to that, witnessing my cousin being shot, it made me realize the people I was hanging around. Like, I stopped hanging around certain people who were going down that path. And my cousin wasn't a bad person. It's just, people make mistakes, and we do things, and we hang around certain people. So that, like, cutting off people that I didn't need to be around.
Good. So thank you for watching this interview with John.
Thank you.
John, it was good to have you on my show.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, have a nice night.
What's going on, Griffins? I'm Zay, and this is the CHC Spotlight for a Hero.
Hi, I'm Cherry. I'm Vice President, Event Coordinator, and Treasurer of Hero.
Hi, I'm Z, and I'm President of Hero. Hero stands for helping educate regarding orientation. It is genuinely a safe space for students to come and be themselves with no judgment.
We do like a lot of fun stuff there,
Yeah,
too.
we do. Just like random people who are in the club, they come and talk to me sometimes. And I think one student, he just knows me as Cheeseburger Backpack because my book is a cheeseburger. And they just feel comfortable coming to talk to me, and I like that. I feel like when we first put ourselves out there, a couple of students, they just look because they didn't really know how to react to us. But as soon as more people started to warm up to the idea of us, the first time we put out flags, it was at a table in front of the lunchroom, and then people just walked by, and then they were some people walked back to grab a flag because they were scared for a second, and then Campus Life and Will and Sam Brockway, and they would just come and they were like, oh, we want a flag, and they have them in their little office and their little pencil cup, and it's so cute. I feel as though Hero is very important, and it doesn't really get much of appreciation, honestly, because I feel as though not many people know what Hero is. They just think, oh, it's just a random club. And we don't really put ourselves out there that much because we didn't really have a budget last semester. We're working on that, I promise. We're working on that.
I talked to some of the sisters, and they said that Hero is very important for the school because of how it speaks for people who are marginalized. So, it is for LGBTQ, but you can also see it as a subset of other things too.
I feel as though people do deserve a safe space to come to that's not only their peers. It's good to have somebody else to talk to that doesn't really know you as well. And I feel like this will benefit more people because not everybody feels safe coming to people that they think they know is best.
Yeah. For me, it was the fact that we were able to have people that you usually wouldn't see like out and about that go to like a lot of the other events, and we wanted them to feel that you can come to this, you can like vent that if you want to, you can just sit and feel like you're a part of like a group setting. So that was like a really important thing to me because, to be honest, some events I don't really want to go to, or let's say like you're a commuter and you don't want to go to some of the stuff because you don't feel part of it. But we wanted this club to be like, it's not just for this, it's for anybody who would want to like be a part of it. There's some of the members that are in some of my classes, and so because that we had this time to talk to them, go to meetings, I say hi to a lot of them and they remember my name just as much as I remember theirs. Because like to me, you're a person, you know? We're not just students, we're not a student body. We're like friends and family. That's how I see it, at least.
Love the CPSU. Yes. Their current president right now, Juana, she is in Hero actually. So.
And Quidditch.
And Quidditch, yes.
Thank you for joining us.
East and the west, racking up on my bread, power on me. I'm feeling just like a Tesla. Too much trees, smoke is making my chest hurt. Girl on me, I'm thinking I should've rest her. Hey, I'm thinking I should've rest all night long. She putting me to the test. Got a lot on, I'm trying to take out the rest. Couldn't know my lines, I'm sending them but the best. Hey girl, the cutest that I see. So bad I'm not using my Visine. Gotta get it like Leon, and I'm not icy. So beautiful like I'm my boom, hollering at you. Not rude, I'm just trying to be your dude. So what I gotta do is just see how that ass move. So beautiful, sorry to be cruel. LP, I'm making the next move. No me, I'm nothing but just smooth. Low seats, I'm setting
My name is Destiny Roman. I'm a junior and my major is biology.
My name is Charlia Dewar. I am a sophomore. My major is media and communications.
Nasir Cook, sophomore, psychology major.
How would you say your mental health is right now?
I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm doing what I got to.
I'm at a cool 6 out of 10.
Mental health is at peace, really pure, still healing. Yeah.
I was raised in a Christian household, and the majority of people around me is Christian.
Say that I'm more spiritual than anything, for sure.
And my mom's a big believer, big Christian. My grandmother's bigger. My grandmother, she was singing in churches.
There's always like Catholicism in our family, I feel like. And when they put me in Catholic school too, it almost felt like that. But then I never really seen them go to church as much after a while, so.
You don't have to go to church to have a relationship with him. Anyone can have a relationship with God.
And because my mom did have me at a young age, like I was always with them, so I always see my grandfather pray in the morning and at night.
Like, whatever I write in there, he's going to see. So he knows. And that's just somebody that I have to talk to. Like
I haven't really seen anything, I guess you could say, that hasn't been considered that there really is a God.
And if you do know God, is that he's going to be with you through thick and thin, through matter what you go through. So being in his house isn't going to have him accept you more or less. He's going to love you for you.
I'm going to find a way to pray. That's my reminder, like, pray.
I guess you could say, like, I am envious or, like, zealous about people, like, that do say, like, they can sit there and have that convo with him, because I've never tried. Like, I've tried, but I was younger. Like, I haven't tried as an adult.
A person that I've known forever, but we just finally talking. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're like this now. He knows me, I know him, like the back of my hand.
A relationship, but it's getting stronger, and to build it is just living through his word, for real, letting things come to me naturally, letting things gravitate to me, letting things be Godspeed 100%.
I would say that I'm more spiritual than anything, for sure.
I think when I needed him the most is probably in like the times where I would think about suicide, kind of. He kind of just had to play a huge part in popping up there, because if he didn't, I would be, God knows where.
I haven't been to church really a lot because of school, but when I'm home, yeah, definitely.
He's not gonna make you do it, if you get what I'm saying. It's like he gives you that spirit, and then you just do the rest of the job. But with him behind you, it just feels more like empower. Like it feels more powerful when you push him through with him.
Share a story. So last year, we were playing Navy on the football for the football team, and we got in a car accident. Me and two other people on the team, and I feel like just being alive due to everyone else passing away in that car accident was definitely God, and like thinking about that definitely gets me emotional. It's definitely something like, dang, if I didn't believe, and what's crazy is I have my Bible in my book bag. I take my Bible to every game with me. And if I didn't, I feel like if I wasn't really as strong as I am with God, I feel like it would have went something differently. I feel like the path wouldn't be the same.
He can hear you. He's gonna guide you. And he's only putting you through this because he knows that you're strong, and he knows that you can push through, and he knows that you're gonna find a way, so.
It's just hard for me to get into it. So I could definitely say like I definitely do feel a void, and I do want to try and like fill that void, but I don't know like the beginning steps, really.
When I pray every day, no matter how it's going, I don't know what the day is bringing or what the day holds. I'm just praying. And it's like, that has a more positive turnout than me praying when I'm in danger.
It says, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will not be hungry, and he who believes in me will never be thirsty. John 6:35.
Thank you for watching my video on the 3 different perspectives of God. First, we had Destiny, who expressed that she doesn't believe in God, but is spiritual. Second, we had Charlia, who believes in God, but she just doesn't go to church. And third, we had Nas, that believes in God and practices his faith by going to church. And lastly, everyone's relationships have been affected by their own life experiences. And through the interviews, you can see that somebody who was raised in a household with God being a forefront, and somebody who may have not, it all affected how their relationship is with him. And that's fine. Everybody has their own relationship and can build, or if they have lack thereof, they still are good people, and it shouldn't really determine if you go to church or if you don't go to church, as long as you try to build that relationship with him at the end of the day, or you have the desire and the urge. And everyone I spoke to today has the urge to have a relationship with him. Some just need to know where to start.